Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
When you need to be seen for a minor illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is here for you with high-quality, full-service walk-in care. ER expertise meets urgent care convenience at our 6 urgent care centers, which are staffed by board-certified ER providers and located Cape-wide from Falmouth to Orleans. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is open daily and offers a cost-saving option for everything from sprains to stitches, with timely treatment in under an hour for most patients. View online wait times at capecodhealth.org/urgent care. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care. Minor emergencies, major attention.
On an absolutely gorgeous Friday evening, it's Hyannis and Chatham starting off a 2-game homestand for the Harbor Hawks as they take on 2 Eastern Division opponents. And with that, we welcome you inside and upstairs at Tim Elstrom Broadcast Center. So happy to have you with us on this start to a gorgeous weekend up here on Cape Cod alongside Josh Schreiber and Nico Sharp. I'm merely Jacob Irons. Matt Coates and Josie Broyles will join us throughout tonight's broadcast, but Hyannis dropping a tough one yesterday to Orleans, Nico.
Yeah, they had a late comeback attempt in that 9th inning, but bats were quiet for the first 3 quarters of that ball game. Had a couple runs there in the 5th, but it was the late start, and it was the Firebirds that came up on top.
Yeah, absolutely. And the offense has been a little bit quiet, especially on the road this season. That's going to be a storyline we will touch on today.
Yeah, and let's take a look at how Hyannis stacks up defensively. The first in fielding percentage in the Cape Cod Baseball League right now. They have been playing really good.
Yeah, it's going to be Mason White, Kane Kepley, and Carson Bulls in the outfield. And then the infield continue to shift around. You have Anthony Silva, Alex Lodis, Eric Snow, Michael DeTalo, and then behind the plate, the battery mate of Aaron Savory will be Jackson West.
Then on the other side for Chatham, they bring in a steady defense that has Ike Irish, a former Cape Cod All-Star, behind the plate.
Yeah, Ike Irish, just as you mentioned, Cape Cod League All-Star last season. The outfield, Will Bermudez, Ashton Carson, and in left field, you've got, or I should say, Will Bermudez in left, Johnson in center, Larson in right, and then you got Lodis, the cousin of Alex Lodis. We will talk about that plenty today. And then Ava Arquette, who has done a really nice job so far this season with the bat. He has been deadly. And then Davison Krauss on the right side, and Irish behind the dish.
The storylines are plentiful tonight. You have Eric Beatty, the now pitching coach for the Chatham Anglers, former manager for Hyannis in the other dugout. Then you add in first-year managers in Coach Cheatinger, and then you have Mitch Karer, both in their first years. Then you add on the familial ties between Alex and Kyle Lodis, the cousin affair. They go battle for the first time this season. And it's Red Shirt Friday here on Cape Cod. There's not too much more you could ask for. And so we had to talk to Mitch Karer about all the storylines. I was able to catch up with him a little earlier today. Alongside the manager, Mitch Karer, Skip drop a tough one yesterday to Orleans, but showed some fight late in it. What'd you see?
Yeah, I thought, at the last couple innings there, offensively, we did a nice job. It was just the front end that we didn't take care of business. So we talked about it. We talked about it. Good approach, good plan going into it. For whatever reason, we got away from that early. Showed some fight at the end. Again, winning run on with one of our better hitters at the plate. We were pretty confident in that, and glad that we were in that spot. But hopefully, we don't have to be in that spot today. Pitching staff did a great job. I thought they kept us in the game all day long. So.
Touched upon the pitching staff did a great job. They're looking for Aaron Savory to continue doing a great job that he's had this summer. What have you really seen from him so far that allows him really to be so dominant on Cape Cod right now?
Yeah, I think his stuff is really good. The ball moves all over the place, and that's really tough for hitters to hit. And even when they hit it, it seems like they just miss everything. And so he's been really good in that standpoint. I think the command kind of comes in and out. It's one of the things I think if he can be really, really good with his command, he's going to be lights out for anybody. So hopefully he can continue to work on that, but continue his success that he's had. He's been really good for us, so we're hoping for a good start tonight.
Kick off a 2-game homestand here against 2 Eastern Division opponents in Chatham and Harwich tomorrow. Guys have played really well at home. What do you look to see from your team here tonight back in friendly grounds?
Yeah, I think just more consistency from the offense. Again, like you said, we've played really good at home. Would like to play better on the road, but I think just let's take it one day at a time. And today I'd like to see a little more consistency than we did yesterday offensively. Pitching staff needs to keep doing what they're doing. They've done a great job, I feel like, the last week of just executing pitches, minimizing innings, not giving up too big of numbers up there. And so if we can do those things, I think we're going to be in good shape.
In the other dugout is Coach Sheets. Both of you first-year managers, very similar in how the teams have performed between the 2 dugouts. What have you taken away from that opportunity to talk to him and have a little bit of a buddy in first-year head coaches?
Yeah, I think we're both kind of going through some different things that we didn't expect going into the summer, with the transitions and that kind of stuff, and just how difficult this league is. And so it's good to, just talk through that with each other, and it's good to feel like, hey, I'm not alone in this, right? And so he's been great. They've done a really good job this summer. I think, both of us, we're kind of similar records, similar standing of where we're at. And so hopefully we can have the edge on them tonight.
Good luck tonight, Coach. Maybe you get the edge right now.
Thank you.
Sideline reporter Josie Broyles here with Carson Bulls pregame today. Carson, you made one of the first hits of the game yesterday, kind of like your Cape debut. First week here with Hyannis. How are you feeling so far?
I feel pretty good. It was definitely, trying to get adjusted to, the pitching and everything, and that was kind of the biggest thing. And, I'm kind of glad I got it rolling last night compared to the first night, 0 for 3, but kind of glad I got the 2 hits under my belt, so now I can get rolling.
Yeah, and you kind of seem like you're looking at the positive aspects. I know yesterday didn't go super well like the Hawks wanted to, but what have you noticed with a fresh set of eyes that has really stood out to you about this team?
Yeah, I think, they have a great attitude, clearly they have fun. I think that's just the biggest thing is, they enjoy being out here, and that's the biggest thing is just having fun, and, everything else comes with it.
Yeah, and I know you've only been here for a week, but you've talked to me beforehand about, transferring schools and kind of adjusting different things, adjusting to new teams. How has your adjustment on the Cape been so far? What are some highs that you've had, some lows so far?
Well, I think, the biggest thing was the pitching, and, I talked to Coach Thompson at Arkansas, and I wanted, get the adjustment period, out of the way, before I got up there in the fall and just, see the best pitching. And, that's what the Cape has to offer. And I think, I'm glad I did it, and I'm glad I'm being able to face the best up here.
That's really awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Josie, welcome you back here on an absolutely gorgeous Friday evening on Cape Cod, and that gorgeous is with a capital G here this evening. 70 degrees, no humidity, sun is shining, and Aaron Savory is going to have a great day for his start.
Yeah, number 18, Aaron Savory, the Iowa Hawkeye. You see his numbers there. He leads the team in strikeouts, and he's tied in innings pitched. So once he gets his first out, he will now be a team leader. We've seen him a bunch this summer so far. This is his 6th game, 3rd start. Sinker slider, curveball guy, and we've watched this guy pitch a lot, and he has had a lot of success this summer.
Yeah, he certainly has. He's been so impressive all year long. Started out of the bullpen, then when Joseph Jerwa left, you have Aaron Savory come into that starter role and just absolutely dominate. So the lineup he will be going against today for Chatham is as follows: Will Bermudez, Ashton Larson, and Ike Irish, the former Brewster Whitecap All-Star. They are the first 3. And then you got Chayton Krauss, Iva Arquette, Robin Villeneuve, and then it'll be Ty Johnson, Jaden Davis, and Kyle Lodis to round things out.
Yeah, Kyle Lodis, the cousin of Alex Lodis here in a family affair between the two this evening. Should be a lot of fun tonight. Leading it off will be Will Bermudez, take on Savary. And for Hyannis, it's been a really good pitching staff that has been able to start off well.
Yeah, for Savary, he's had a lot of success this summer. It's when he has command and full use of his entire pitch arsenal with the fastball, slider, curveball. Works in a changeup, comes from that three-quarter arm slot, but it's going to be that slider. That's the main difference of his pitch arsenal.
First pitch into Bermudez is a called strike. Bermudez, UC Irvine product and left fielder. Bermudez batting .333 through his 3 ABs. Second pitch he sees is a ball. For Savary, Mitch Karer talked about it in the manager's show, having to have his command be there so that he can pepper the zone. 1-1, fouled back into the netting, 1-2.
And it was in his last start, got to talk to him a little bit after the game. He even said himself, he's like, I lost command a little bit. Things are running a little bit arm side. And he said, when I lost it, he's like, once I got it back in the zone, he was striking everybody out, not a lot of contact. It was just a little bit arm side with a few of his pitches.
Pitch outside, move the count to 2-2. Pitch in at 93. Howard shakes off a couple of pitches. Will come plateward. Tries to work in with 78-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch. Outside part of the plate to load it full. 3-2 is outside, and Will Bermudez opens the day for the Anglers with a walk.
And how about a hard 90 down to first base? Bermudez putting the head down and sprinting to lead off the inning. Got the dugout a little bit excited. And then it brings up a guy in Ashton Larson who was an MLB draft pick in 2023 by the Minnesota Twins, 20th round. Decided to go to college instead, ended up at LSU. And the left-hander had a really nice first season. On-base percentage of .400, hit almost .300.
Savary will check back on Bermudez, who goes in sliding safely. Talo back over at first. Most likely we'll see him at first base for the remainder of the weekend with Blake Cavell, the other first baseman on the roster for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, down in Washington, D.C. with the Savannah Bananas. Part of a connection he has from Western Kentucky. He's able to join one of the premier road shows in baseball for the weekend, and he was super ecstatic about it. So Talo will man the third position on the field for the remainder of this weekend until Cavell gets back.
Can't wait to hear the stories that he brings back. And that's one of those guys that's always got that happy-go-lucky character and a lot of fun. So I'm sure he's doing fun things over there, and I can't wait to see it and hear about it.
Pitch in for strike on Larson.
Cavell, I know he has struggled a little bit this season after his home run in his first at-bat. But what he has been in the Hyannis community as a Harbor Hawk has been so, it can't be overstated. After one of the games, he stayed after and talked to pretty much every single kid that was there, asking their name, if they had a fun night.
2-2 fouled away.
And those types of interactions last with you for a lifetime, especially at that age. And Cavell, just such a selfless player on this Harbor Hawks team.
2-2 to come from the Iowa Hawkeye is outside to load the count full. Back-to-back full counts for the Chatham Anglers to begin the game. Coming in, batting 155 in full counts. Walking 45 times to 59 strikeouts in the count. 3-2 with the runner in motion. It's poked foul and out of play.
And over on first base, Will Bermudez only having one stolen bag, or no stolen bags this year. Is his second game for the Anglers this summer.
Still young, this Chatham Anglers team that saw 18 get drafted. 3-2. Over deep into the 6-hole. Lodis will try and spike it to second base. Picking it off is Snow for the out. Alex Lodis went way back into the 6-hole and spiked it into the dirt for Snow to hold on to get the lead runner.
Yeah, what an athletic play from the Florida State Seminole, ranging into the 6-hole, having to throw the ball across his body. An even better job by Eric Snow to play first base right there. Ball thrown straight in the ground. He was able to pick that one out of the dirt for a big out.
Now it's Ike Irish, before mentioned former Cape All-Star that most likely should hear his name in that selection process again, batting .293 through his 26 games. Liner over to Lodis and gets through his glove and trickles into center field. Kepley's quickly there. He's going to check back, going for the tag, and going in safely back to second is Larson. Now runners on first and second.
And funny how baseball works. You make an incredible play to get the lead runner at second, and then the very next batter, Lodis, would probably like that ground ball back. Took a little bit of a weird hop, but still a play that Lodis would tell you he should make.
Jayton Krauss, former DBU Patriot. Look at Savory with some traffic. Slider that comes into the zone. Too far away and low. 1-0. And for Jayton Krauss, had a slower start. First game went 0 for 5, but then in his second game on the summer yesterday, mashed 2 home runs. Pitch upstairs, moving the count to 2-0.
And if they have any form of back pick, you would like to see that here. You have Ike Irish, almost halfway across the baseline there. Michael Atala playing well behind him, but if they have some form of timing back pick, you would love to see that there with hit that kind of lead over at first base.
They'll try and pick off Larson at second. He gets in safely.
And this is a Chatham roster that really was decimated by the MLB draft a few days ago.
2-0 is flown out of play and onto the soccer fields here at Pope John Paul II High School.
They had 6 pitchers from this year's team get drafted. They had Austin Overn, who was on the team when he got drafted as well. So they've had to make a few adjustments.
2-1 runners go. Jackson West throw down to third is in time. A snipe from Jackson West behind the plate goes to Anthony Silva at third base to get the advancing Larson on the 20th. Caught stealing for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks defensively.
And Jackson West has been so good behind the plate this far this summer. Really good footwork, throwing it over Krauss and putting a ball on the money and beating Larson by a step.
Krauss is able to get himself a walk. Now put runners back at first and second just after Irish was able to swipe the bag.
And Chayton Krauss getting to catch up with his teammate over at Dallas Baptist, Michael DiTallo. Like DiTallo Drew a laugh out of him.
Tired of the Talo pregame, understood. A little bit of pride here heading in. It's a grounder over to Silva. He'll go to second. Snow's firmly there and able to glove it. Aaron Savory begins with some traffic, but don't worry, he works his way out of it. Hyannis Harbor Hawks picking up the bats for the first time tonight, taking on the Anglers back here at McKeon Park for the second and final time.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
It's Quinn Holt, the soon-to-be Austin Peay Governor, getting the start for the Anglers.
Yeah, before he was at Keystone College, the D3. We've seen a couple of those guys here, and this is going to be his debut for the Anglers this summer, and you see his numbers this past spring. Fastball sinker, 91 to 94 miles per hour, has a slider, changeup, and curve, but he's going to be a fastball heavy, and that fastball has some run, has some sink to it, moving to his arm side. A lot of run with that sinker, and again, it's going to be a lot of fastballs, over 80% fastballs, and to right-hand hitters, it'll be, again, more fastballs, but he'll show the breaker. Has struggled with command with the changeup and curveball a little bit, so we'll see if he has all of his pitching arsenal for him in tonight's ballgame. And
he's going to go up against a lineup that's trying to find themselves a little bit.
They are, and hopefully they can get some of that home cooking going yet again. Kane Kepley leading off, of course, and then you got Eric Snow, who had the night off last night, back in there today. Michael Detallo and Dalton Bargo, the powerful duo at the 3-4. Then you've got Alex Lodies, Mason White, Anthony Silva, and you'll round it out with Jackson West and Carson Bulls.
Kane Kepley, as Josh mentioned, starts things off for Hyannis offensively. Take on Holt. While it's his Cape debut, did have some summer ball experience so far here in 2024. Played in the MLB Draft League with the Trenton Thunder. Started 3 games for them. Had an ERA of 6.38 through 18 and a thirds innings pitched. He's ahead here to Kane Kepley, 0-2.
Trenton Thunder, the former Double-A team of the New York Yankees. I believe now their Double-A team is the Somerset Patriots.
Correct. And they play. Kane Kepley's able to poke one to Larson to right field, who goes laying out for it to make the grab. Kane Kepley gave it a ride, but Larson was able to crash in on it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the contact you want to see to start the game. You see Kepley barrels the ball, but Larson got a really nice read. First step in, dove, and made the play.
Eric Snow looks at a called strike. And for Snow, 4th in the Cape Cod Baseball League with a .367 batting average. 4th in on-base percentage with .452. He's been playing really solid baseball. 0-1. Tried to break off a slider.
And, you know, Eric Snow also, I've heard that he's going to homer today. A little birdie told me.
1-1 is upstairs, 2-1.
Don't even ask.
Okay, well, if he homers, he's getting himself an ice cream cake. Here in Joanne.
I think that means we're going to get a bite.
Well, yeah. We still have an ice cream cake.
We do.
From the other day, as Snow Fouls one back, 2-2. The great people of Kilwins understood our love for their ice cream cake and brought us one of their own, and it's still sitting in our freezer. We have not had the time to crack it open just yet.
No, we haven't.
Maybe tonight?
We will. We absolutely will.
Post-game?
Perhaps.
Post-game meal. The 2-2 to Snow is upstairs to load the count full.
And he's shown only 2 breaking balls, and both of them missing up in the zone. And, again, it's going to be a heavy fastball, but that breaking ball struggling with the command there a little bit, both leaving it up in the zone.
Payoff pitch to Snow. It's a grounder that is caught up in the grass. Lodis came in on it, but with Snow's speeds, able to beat it out down the first base line to get the Harbor Hawks, their first base runner, off the single.
You know what they say, the better that you are, the luckier you get. And Eric Snow didn't make great contact that time, just a dribbler down the third base line, but ends up getting a single out of it. And in the scorebook, it'll look like a line drive.
They don't draw pictures in the scorebook. Now Michael DiTallo takes a strike inside, 0-1. And Tallo's been such a consistent face in the Harbor Hawks lineup since the beginning of June 14th. And when these two teams first met off, DiTallo grounds one over to Arquette. He'll step on second himself for 1 and fires to Krauss for 2. It's a twin killing for Iva Arquette to end the first inning. We're still scoreless heading into the second right here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hello there, Cape Cod. We're Bork Heating and Cooling. We've been around for 38 years and counting and have served over 5,300 customers. We specialize in the installation and service of your HVAC systems. Our favorite part of the job is making sure our customer is 100% satisfied.
We've been using Bork Heating and Cooling for over 20 years now. They've installed our furnace, our central air conditioning, and our hot water heater. Their service department is great, and I'd highly recommend this company to anyone.
We hope to hear from you. Give us a call anytime. Go Harbor Hawks!
The lights at McCann Park stay bright all season long thanks to the Knack Cape Cod. The Knack offers 2 convenient locations in Hyannis and Orleans, both offering delicious burgers, tacos, sandwiches, and more. Visit theknackcapecod.com to order online today. The Knack Cape Cod is proud to be the Line Up the Park sponsor of the Harbor Hawks all season long. Thank you so much for joining us all season long as well. Alongside Josh Schreiber, Nico Sharp, I'm Jacob Irons. It's Aaron Savory back out. Take on the back portion of the Anglers lineup. Starts off with Robin Villeneuve as he looks at a strike.
And there's that slider that he's going to throw all game long. It has so much horizontal movement moving right to left.
0-1. Comes back in for a strike. 0-2. And for Savory, it's been a pretty consistent first inning. Tends to have a little bit of traffic. He's like a fine wine, really settles in as he gets going. The 0-2, outside 1-2.
Yeah, he seems to always get better as he goes, and every outing has shown that to improve and continue to improve every single time. And love the way he used the slider right there. First 2 were get me over. First one was inside, then he went away, and then he used it as a chase pitch right there.
92-mile-an-hour fastball. Misses low and outside on Villeneuve, the Texas Tech Red Raider from Gatineau, Quebec, Canada. 2-2. Cuts inside for a called strikeout. Aaron Savary gets his first of the evening, and it's a looking K to begin off the second inning.
Looks like Sav's got that fresh haircut, also the fresh slider. A nice sharp bite to the back of it, and it just drops out of nowhere, catches the bottom of the zone.
Ty Johnson, the Baylor Bear, takes on Savary now for the first time. High grounder over to Snow at second. For the second out, he goes to DeTalo to complete. For Savary, talking to his pregame, felt his hair was too long, weighing him down a little bit. Had to go cut it all off. Got the beard trimmed up too, and he's looking fresh for bump day.
Yeah, it's good feel. You look good, you play good. It all works together, and so far it's a big one pitch out. Savary's a guy who's strikeout heavy, leads the team in strikeouts this summer with 22. It's going to be so important for him to also limit the pitch count as well. Strikeouts, you throw a lot of pitches in that first inning. Threw a good amount, had 20 pitches, and so far here, 2 outs, and this will be his 30th.
Liner off his foot, Snow's there, underhand throws, and gets it over to DeTalo for a 1-2-3 inning. Eric Snow is able to pick up Aaron Savary. We're through 1.5, still scoreless here at McKeon Park.
This will be your college. This will be your home. This is where you will join a community that supports you, cares about you, pushes you, cheers you on, challenges you, inspires you, helps you reach your dreams. Open your eyes to opportunity and your mind to possibility. Your future begins here.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Welcome back to McKeon Park. Chatham and Hyannis are teams of two different caliber. For Hyannis, they play really well at home. They are 11-2 inside McKeon Park. They have the best batting average when they play at home at .292. They have the best on-base percentage when they're at home with a .416. Then, on the other side, for Chatham, when they're on the road, they get it going. They have a .264 batting average, which is second in the Cape Cod Baseball League. And then they have an on-base percentage of .352. Two teams that are in their element tonight as Holt deals a pitch to Dalton Bargo.
Yeah, and the record is going to reflect directly off it. Two teams with pretty even record. The Chatham Anglers 15-12, Harbor Hawks 15-11-1 with the tie from Bourne.
Bargo sends one down the left field line. Ranging for is Lodis, Bermudez, and Arquette. The trio can't get there in time as it drops down in front of them. And for the Anglers, 10-3 on the road. It is a ridiculous record for them when they're away from Veterans Field.
Yeah, it is. It's really funny how the home and road splits work out depending on the team. I mean, we looked at YD, who was absolutely incredible when they were on the road, 10-3, and Hyannis kind of the complete opposite. Really do well at home.
One-two to Bargo. Is sent into center field. Coming over to cover the right center field gap is Johnson for the first out here in the second.
And to these lefties, even went up in the head in the count. It's going to be all sinkers from Quinn Holt, and that sinker has so much arm side run, and you see it to Dalton Bargo talking to the fellow lefty Mason White in the on-deck circle, and he kind of made the hand motion for sinker, and is having a late dive to it, and he's throwing those a lot to both hitters, especially the left-handed hitters.
Ace's first pitch is a strike. Florida State shortstop takes a look at a ball there for his second pitch. Out in front of it, swinging through 1-2.
And if he finds that breaking ball, which he has, that's 3 good ones in a row that he's thrown. Harbaugh's got to look out because that sinker has so much movement to it. And if he has that breaking ball.
Grounder over to his cousin Kyle at third for his put out, and the second out here in the bottom half of the second.
And it's going to be the cousin Kyle Lodice getting the first point, and hit perfectly to his cousin. He made the play towards his glove side, keeping those momentum going to first and getting the cousin out by a couple steps.
Now Mason White lines one over to Arquette deep in the hole, stumbling as he throws. Made an attempt for it, but it was White being able to beat it down the line.
And not great contact from Mason White, but a nice job to go the other way. And White has been slumping recently. Really nice to hopefully see one result in a hit, and maybe that can start to build that confidence a little bit. And, sometimes, you have a bunch of bad at-bats in a row, and you start to doubt yourself a little bit. Mason White needs to get that confidence going because he is certainly capable of being an elite hitter in this league.
Absolutely, and sometimes you just got to see one fall. He's had a couple of good swings this summer, and some of the balls just haven't fallen for him. So it's good to see one fall there and watch him hit BP today. And all hands, everything was middle away.
Ball gets away from Irish, allowing White to advance on the wild pitch.
We talked about him being a very pull-side, strong hitter, but all BP today, it was very handsy. Nothing was in the right center or right field. Everything was center, and down the left field line. Left-hander was really using his hands and working through extension today.
On top of it, also put down a couple of bunts. First time we've seen him in the BP Turtle. Put down a couple of bunts, trying to take a page out of that Zach Earhart book from a season ago. Zach started the year hitless and was able to get down a bunt single to break himself out of his funk. And after that bunt, really tore it up the back half of the summer. 2-1 to Silva. Swung on and missed. Foul tipped back into the glove of Irish.
Silva, just like Mason White, another guy that's, trying to get himself out of a funk. He started to make some improvements for after his slow start to the summer, and then, has stalled a little bit the past couple of games. But we know what he's capable of, and hopefully at McKeon Park he can have some big hits today.
Mom, dad, sister, and girlfriend all in attendance this week as the 2-2's outside. 3-2. Gotta give a shout out Anthony Silva's grandfather, who watches every night. Thank you. We appreciate you watching. Parents giving us a lowdown. They're avid viewers. We appreciate them watching. The 3-2 to Silva is grounded foul.
He's got a fantastic support team along with him here on the Cape. It's got to make it so much easier to, move. Not all the way across the country, but a guy from Texas. Nico, you know a little about that.
Absolutely. It's the fan bases are just, and the family just better in Texas, what we say. Really close-knit group. Family out of San Antonio, Texas, made their way to Fort Worth, and the blood runs thick.
Silva keeps his at-bat alive in the 3-2.
So you're trying to say that your family is better than Irons and I's family?
Yeah, pretty
Wow.
much. No, can't say that. Can't say that. You guys have wonderful families. Can't say that's unfair. That's unfair. You guys have great families. It's kind of that's a tough
He's
tough
drawing it back.
one.
He's drawing
that's
it
a tough
back.
one. That's a tough one. Can't say that.
Payoff pitch. Anthony Silva sends one deep into left field, and it's out of here. Family in attendance to watch Anthony Silva's second home run of the summer go beyond the fence. It's a 2-0 Harbor Hawks lead.
That'll get you out of a funk. Anthony Silva turned that one down the left field line, 98 miles an hour off the bat, and that was absolutely demolished 351 feet later. And you see, this is just a fastball on the inside part of the plate. Anthony Silva was ready, and he didn't miss.
Jackson West will step in for his first pitch. He grounds one over to Arquette, comes up firing over to Krauss for the third out. But it's Anthony Silva with family in attendance getting the Harbor Hawks out in front early. It's 2-0 Hyannis.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Cape Cod, we're Bork Heating and Cooling. We've serviced over 5,300 customers on and around Cape Cod for almost 40 years. We install and service your heating and cooling system, and our number one goal is to ensure we do the best job we possibly can to make our customers happy.
You have the triple cheerleading squad for Bork sitting here. They repaired our heating system, took care of our air conditioning system, and they set something up with the remote system that they installed for us as well. Yay, yay, yay for Bork. We love them.
Give us a call when you're in need of HVAC services. Hope you enjoy the game.
Welcome you back to McKeon Park. And big game here for the standings. It's Cotuit and Wareham taking the first and second spot in the West, while Chatham's trying to chase YD right now. For Hyannis, if they can get a win here, try and propel themselves forward.
Yeah, and Cotuit and Wareham kind of fighting at the top of the division. These last two losses for Hyannis have really hurt them in the standings, but obviously only 2 games back, still plenty of time to play and plenty of matchups left against Cotuit and Wareham.
And we've talked about their success at home. Have a chance to get those games back here. You have a home game tonight and then a home game tomorrow.
And it's big for Hyannis because Wareham and Cotuit play tonight at Lowell Park. It's the Cavaliers right now on top of the Gatemen 4-1 in the bottom of the 5th currently. Hyannis, if they could get a win, should see a loss from one of the teams to try and go grab.
And this Cotuit Cavalier team has gained traction, 7-2-1 in their last 10 games, and they have had a lot of success here, and they're getting hot at the right time.
Kyle Lodis has himself in a 2-2 to Aaron Savory. Pitch that's outside. We're trying to find another 1-2-3 inning. And just a half inning ago, a nasty pitch from Aaron Savory gets Kyle Lodis looking for the second strikeout of his appearance.
Oh my goodness, that one had 24 inches of break, and that one started well behind the back of Kyle Lodis, and that one just snuck in the inside part of the strike zone. Aaron Savary, that slider is working for you tonight.
Laurel Bermudez grounds one over to Snow. Fielded it with his back turned. No problem for Eric Snow. He gets his third 4-3 putout.
And that was a Savannah Bananas type play where he just kind of turned the head a little bit as the ball took a bounce off the lip of the grass, and I think it really caught him. He just put the glove out and stabbed at it.
Christian Larson grounds one foul.
Savary's doing a great job of mixing his pitches, and he's throwing that slider, and he's had command. He can put it anytime, anywhere he wants it to these lefties and righties. He flipped down ones for a strike, and we've seen him use it as a chase pitch a lot already.
A one outside to Larson. 1-1. Larson reached on a fielder's choice, but was caught stealing third back in the first. Swing and a miss. Has Savary ahead. 1-2.
Savary's getting feel in this game, working ahead of these Chatham Anglers hitters, and again, he's able and he's feeling his entire arsenal.
Larson steps away from play as it'll be a pitch clock violation on Aaron Savary. Put it at a 2-2 count, and now Mitch Karer is out of the dugout.
And they're going to talk to him a little bit. Marvin Gomez gave him a disengagement, and he was called for one. Let's see if they bring it back here. And yeah, still 1-2 count.
They will grant him the disengagement rather than automated ball and strike. Number that goes foul. Stay at 1-2. Tonight umpiring crew with Marvin Gomez behind the plate, Mike Kanajosa at first, and Joshua Garcia at third. Rope shot deep into the left center field gap has Kane Kepley ranging out to make the grab all the way to the warning track. It's the second 1-2-3 inning for Hyannis. And it's a great start for Aaron Savary. And someone who's looking to have a similar start to their evening is our sideline reporter, Josie Broyles.
Pre-game today, I was able to sit down with athletic trainer Jen Hollis to talk about her aspirations and experiences as an athletic trainer. First, she emphasized how exciting it is for her to be doing this for a Cape team after she grew up on the Cape, knowing all about the Cape Cod Baseball League. She also emphasized the importance of building rapport with her players, really keeping that connection and relationship strong, especially knowing that they're all coming from different places. But our conversation did really focus on being a female in the sports industry today and how much more common it is to be an athletic trainer. She really appreciates the support from her colleagues and community that she has received here being a part of the Harbor Hawk family, and she couldn't say thank you enough.
Thank you so much, Josie Broyles. Jen Hollis, one of the Cape's best, just graduated a couple of years ago and will now be the athletic trainer for St. John Paul II High School. Right here behind us, looking to hopefully stay within the community. She's a Hyannis local, grew up out here on the Cape, and he talks about how a joy it is for her to be involved with a team she's followed so closely for so long. Athletic trainers don't get the praise they deserve.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Especially in summer ball, and when players are going every single day, adds a little bit of treatment to their schedule, and Jen is always here making sure all the players are ready.
And it's not like in summer ball you have these facilities that you have to, set up everything. You're kind of just, you've got what you've got with you, and you're bringing it around everywhere. You don't have a, like a medical treatment room or anything like that.
And you always see her carrying a bunch of bags over her shoulders when you see her enter the park every day. And once again, you have guys.
1-1 grounder that goes off the glove of Holt. Arquette was able to pick up the ball and throw over to Krauss for the first down.
You have guys from all different parts of the country, and they're used to their facilities, and they're used to their pregame and getting different, where they're stretching, different tapes, and there's all different kinds. You're not kind of used to that. You're just the trainer for the summer ball team, and they're used to their spring team and how they're treated, and they all require different forms of treatment. So
a little bit of a roll call occurring from the Chatham Anglers bullpen. 0-1 inside to Kepley. 1-1.
In the third inning, no less.
They were a little asleep earlier. Don't worry, they're ready they're ready now. 1-1 is outside, and
there's nothing like a summer league bullpen. They certainly have their fun.
Chatham in particular, they have maybe the greatest time in all of Cape. The 2-1. It's called for strike 2-2. They're making animal noises quite frequently. They have roll call. They're bringing their own fan section every night. Pitch is low on Kane Kepley. To load it full. Kepley, first in the Cape Cod Baseball League with 30 walks. Next closest is Kyle Lodis, the third baseman for the Anglers, with 21. The 3-2 is lined right into the glove of Davis, who's able to stab it out of the air for the second out.
And if I'm Kane Kepley, I'm pretty frustrated going through those first two at-bats. I mean, you barrel up two baseballs, pull side, and, I mean, they just happen to go right to the second baseman and Davis, and then Larson making that diving play back in the first inning and swinging the bat well. Numbers aren't going to show for it, but two good swings from Kane Kepley.
Strike called on Eric Snow. Quinn Holt looking to remain ahead. 0-1. Snow is able to fist out to left field. Bermudez is able to position himself under it for the third out. It's another 1-2-3 inning for Quinn Holt, his second. And through three, it's 2-0 Hyannis going to the fourth.
This will be your college. This will be your home. This is where you will join a community that supports you, cares about you, pushes you, cheers you on, challenges you, inspires you, helps you reach your dreams. Open your eyes to opportunity and your mind to possibility. Your future begins here.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Hello there, Cape Cod. We're Bork Heating and Cooling. We've been around for 38 years and counting and have served over 5,300 customers. We specialize in the installation and service of your HVAC systems. Our favorite part of the job is making sure our customer is 100% satisfied.
We've been using Bork Heating and Cooling for over 20 years now. They've installed our furnace, our central air conditioning, and our hot water heater. Their service department is great, and I'd highly recommend this company to anyone.
We hope to hear from you. Give us a call anytime. Go Harbor Hawks.
Welcome back to McKeon Park, and now it's everybody's favorite time. It's trivia time.
I feel like we need some theme music here. Nico, hit it.
Who holds the Hawks/Met single-season walk record in the wood bat era post 1985? Thank you, Dan Bottolino. coming up with this one. So is it Zach Earhart from last year, Albert Bell from 1987, Robin Ventura from 1987, or Trevor Hover from 2019?
I'm locking in Robin Ventura in 1987. That is going off nothing. I just feel like I've read that somewhere.
Don't go anywhere. We'll have you still thinking about it as we get through Ike Irish in his first AB back to take on Aaron Savary after he had the single in the first. Pitch outside to Irish, 1-0. Part of me wants to say Earhart, but once again, reinseam bias did not do me well.
Yeah, no.
Last time.
I mean, I would be shocked if it were Earhart. I know he walked a lot, but
I'm going to say B. That's going to be my guess.
Albert Bell?
Yeah.
Certainly the best player on that list from, well, hey, there's still time. Zach Earhart could be a Hall of Famer.
2-0. Southside 3-0, just recently drafted by the Boston Red Sox in the 4th round. 3-0 is a get me over strike. 3-1. I'm locking in Earhart.
Okay. Hey, I hope you're right.
I hope I am too. But I called those games. I feel like I would have known if he was walking a lot. Ike Irish works a walk, and it's a perfect time to take a look back at the trivia. And we'll get our answer from our producer, Dan Bottolino. It is Robin Ventura. Josh Schreiber.
Bang!
Gets it. Way to go.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be B or C. Told Josh Schreiber that, try to mouth it. But, yeah, if it was Zach Earhart, though, we would have known.
Yeah, we so would have.
I think I might have stumbled across that either last year when I was looking for trivia.
For Josh Analytics.
Or yeah, something like that. Because the past 2 years, the Harbor Hawks have walked a whole lot.
0-1 is outside. 1-1. Dan, do we know the number?
37.
37 is the number. Ken Kepley should, with 30 coming into tonight, should single-handedly be able to take that himself.
Tonight? He might do it tonight.
The 1-1's outside, 2-1. You think he gets
seven
more plate appearances after already going through 2 of them?
Hey, sometimes the Luke Combs offense is real. When it rains, it pours. There's going to be a lot of walks tonight. We're never going home.
2-1. Grounded over to Lodice. Underhands it to Snow for 1. And for 2, Snow able to get it to DeTalo for the Harbor Hawks' first double play in their 23rd of the evening.
That's what the sinkers are going to do for you. The sinkers are going to have so much downward tilt, going to have late movement going downwards. So what that does is on a hitter swing, it's going to hit the bottom part of their barrel, shooting that ball straight into the ground. And we've already seen a couple double plays by both sinker ballers tonight.
First pitch to Arquette is a nasty pitch for a strike.
3,024. The spin rate on that slider, that is probably the highest spin rate in the Cape so far this season. And I'm going to try to fact check that.
Arquette, University of Washington Husky, is behind 0-2. And it's another slider that Aaron Savary breaks off for his 3rd strikeout of the day. We're going to the bottom of the 4th when we come back.
This will be your college. This will be your home. This is where you will join a community that supports you, cares about you, pushes you, cheers you on, challenges you, inspires you, helps you reach your dreams. Open your eyes to opportunity and your mind to possibility. Your future begins here.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Welcome you back here to McKeon Park. Mass State Lottery Hero of the Game being honored. Air National Guardsman who has done so much for the community. You can hear about more of his story in the fifth when Josie Broyles talks to him. But for both these two teams, it's been Chatham's pitching that has really separated them. For Quinn Holt, deals in a strike to DeTalo. 0-1 is outside and in the zone for called strike. Oh, 2 to DeTalo is in the dirt. 1-2. Take a look for Hyannis right now. 4th in team batting average. Chatham 6th in team batting average. Pitch misses to have DeTalo. 2-2. When you look at Chatham and Hyannis, two very similar teams in every aspect. His pitch outside, and DeTalo is able to work himself to a 3-2.
Yeah, similar records, and this game, very close one. It was one swing in the bat from Anthony Silva that's been the difference in this ball game. Quinn Holt has really settled in. Aaron Savory putting up a bunch of zeros for the Harbor Hawks, and again, it's just that one swing that was a difference. Anthony Silva, 2-run home run. So two teams who match up very evenly.
For Hyannis, when scoring first, they are 10-4 when getting on the board first, and they have the lone run so far through 4.5. Trying to add on to more here. Pitches upstairs, and Michael DeTalo gets himself a walk to lead off this bottom of the 4th.
A really nice at-bat by DeTalo just to work that count full. And the more pitches you draw, the more chance you get a mistake. And that one just totally went out of Quinn Holt's hand weird and went right to the backstop. An easy walk for the DBU Patriot.
Dalton Bargo swings through the first pitch he sees for the Chatham Anglers, coming off a tough loss yesterday. They lost 8-5 to Katuitt. Had a lead going into the 6th inning and relinquished it. Went through 8. Chopper that got off the glove of Davis. Getting over to second is DeTalo. Great footwork by Joshua Garcia. Third base umpire to get out of the way and provide an opportunity for Davis to try and make a play.
And not only was he able to get out the way, but he almost acted as a shield. You saw Davis, the second baseman, after the play kind of point to the umpire talking to Arquette, and he may have lost the ball for a second. That's why he had a late reaction going to his backhand. So Harbor Hawks may have gotten lucky there and avoid the double play.
And, sorry, Jacob, not only was he screened by the umpire, also screened by his own pitcher a little bit in Quinn Holt as the ball kind of went right behind him. kicked up off the mound really hard, and that seemed to be what happened.
0-1 grounded right into center field. Tatalo is held at third. Johnson got to it quickly in center, and now bases loaded with nobody away for Mason White.
And here's a big opportunity for Mason White. Had an infield single his first AB, went the other way. Now would be a great time to try to do that again and drive home at least one run.
Mason White had a single in the second. Came around to score with Anthony Silva on the home run. An at-bat later. Pitch into White. It's a called strike. White, outstanding player in the Pac-12 tournament for Arizona. This past spring, 0-1, fouled in to the netting, 0-2.
It's a good job from Quinn Holt. Bases loaded and a big opportunity and big swinger Mason White, and quickly gets up ahead in the count 0-2. Going right after him.
0-2, grounded to Arquette. Underhands it to Davis and fires to Krauss for the Anglers. Second double play, but coming in to score is Datalo, advancing the Harbor Hawks to a 3-run lead.
Yeah, it won't be an RBI for Mason White on the double play, but it still gets a job done, down by 2 runs. Or I should say they were up by 2 runs, and tallying on that third one certainly helps. And you still got a chance with Anthony Silva up with 2 outs and a runner on third base.
First pitch, TCU Horned Frog outside, 1-0. So a second to last game in the Hyannis blue and orange.
I mean, he's starting off that second to last game as well as he could have.
1-1. Liner out of the reach of Arquette. Dalton Borgo touches home plate. It's now a 4-run lead off the RBI single from Anthony Silva.
And you can't have much better start than that. First, you have the 2-run home run, then a base hit RBI. And Anthony Silva seems to be finding his swing. Sinker middle in, hard line drive right over the shortstop of Arquette's head. And Anthony Silva, have yourself a start to this game with 3 RBIs.
Pitch inside to Jackson West, Florida State catcher, 1-0. Up early today, talking to Boston 25's Zip City as they were in Hyannis, talking about all there is to do in the great town of Hyannis.
So it was restaurant week.
Yes.
Here in Hyannis.
No, we have our favorites out here, the 2-0 upstairs, 3-0.
Subway.
Subway is one of them. I frequent the Hyannis Subway quite a lot.
There it is.
Proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. 3-0 is inside to Jackson West. It's a 4-pitch walk for the Florida State Seminole to bring up Carson Bulls.
It's going to be a walk to bring up the new Arkansas Razorback. And for the Anglers, bullpen staying pretty quiet. Have some guys getting up and stretching now, but nobody tossing. Nobody doing bands or weighted balls, just going through their progressions.
And as you said that, it looks like they're starting to get up and moving.
Mike Irish out to talk with Holt. Marvick Gomez joining them as well in the conversation.
Yeah, now the left-hander who you just saw on the monitor, Andrew Williams, getting up and throwing out of Georgetown. So for Carson Bulls here, a really nice opportunity to introduce yourself to the home crowd, his first home game, playing as a Harbor Hawk. I guess he sort of introduced himself during the Centerville pie eating contest. What was that, on Tuesday? Didn't give him much of an introduction period before they threw him out there in front of the fans.
Pitch inside to Bulls, 2-0, and Bulls had his first hit of the summer yesterday, bringing in Cannon Peebles in the ninth as the Hyannis Harbor Hawk tried to make a comeback. Also got his first RBI. 2-0, drops in for a strike. 2-1, and Bulls play the past 3 years at Lincoln Memorial Division II school in Tennessee. Now will transfer to Arkansas. Grounder that gets by Krauss with runners in motion. Hyannis is able to take advantage, and Anthony Silva comes in to touch home plate. It's now 5-0 Harbor Hawks.
And just a perfectly placed base hit from Carson Bulls going the other way. Hit it where the infielders aren't, and he did just that. It brought in a run, and now a 5 spot for the Hawks.
Talking with Carson Bulls pregame today, he felt like now that he got one, the rest were going to come. Already has his second hit through 2 ABs in this one. Kane Kepley takes a strike, 0-1.
So Kane Kepley has hit 2 balls hard. Line drives that just found somebody. Feels like this might be a good time for maybe a weakly hit ball that ends up being hit.
0-1 with a big swing and a miss for Kepley, 0-2. Kepley taps it back into the padding behind home plate. Kepley had an uncharacteristic 0-for-5 day yesterday. 0-2's upstairs, 1-2. Didn't have a walk either for the Harbor Hawks. Looking to get back on home soil and get the bat back alive. The pickoff attempt is high over the glove of Krauss. West comes in to score. It's now 6-0 Hyannis.
And after 2 games where the Harbor Hawks bats were quiet and a lot of zeros early, Harbor Hawks put up a 6-run before the 5th inning. 2 crooked numbers on the scoreboard for them, and Aaron Savory so far doing a great job putting in zeros behind it.
1-2 is over to Krauss, who fields it by the chalk, stepping on third. But it's 4 runs for Hyannis in the home half of the 4th. They lead 6-0 as we go to the 5th right here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network on a gorgeous Friday evening in the Middle Cape.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
there, Cape Cod. We're Bork Heating and Cooling. We've been around for 38 years and counting and have served over 5,300 customers. We specialize in the installation and service of your HVAC systems. Our favorite part of the job is making sure our customer is 100% satisfied.
We've been using Bork Heating and Cooling for over 20 years now. They've installed our furnace, our central air conditioning, and our hot water heater. Their service department is great, and I'd highly recommend this company to anyone.
We hope to hear from you. Give us a call anytime. Go Harbor Hawks!
The lights at McKeon Park stay bright all season long thanks to the NAC Cape Cod. The NAC offers 2 convenient locations in Hyannis and Orleans, both offering delicious burgers, tacos, sandwiches, and more. Visit NACCapeCod.com to order online today. The NAC Cape Cod is proud to be a Lineup at the Park sponsor of the Harbor Hawks all season long. Welcome you here to the 5th inning. Villeneuve looks at a called strike against Savory. High fly ball into right field. Bulls back to the edge of the grass, getting the first out. For Savory, we talked about it, Nico. After that first inning where he had traffic, he has dialed it up.
Yeah, he's settled in and has been significantly more efficient. 4 1/3 innings pitch, 56 pitches, keeping the pitch count down even with 3 strikeouts, only 1 hit allowed. That's been a bunch of zeros in the top half of these innings.
Harry pitches upstairs 1-0. And there's no one right now in the Hyannis Harbor Hawks bullpen. It's the Hawkeye to try and go distance right now. He's feeling his stuff, and Mitch Karer knows what he possesses in his 3rd start of the summer. 1-0 goes inside, 2-0. 6th best ERA coming in to tonight's game at 2.20 for Aaron Savory. 2-0 is upstairs now 3-0. Savory's in danger of working Ty Johnson, Baylor Bear, who grounded out to Snow in the 2nd.
Do we know anybody who works in the Baylor Bear media team?
No.
I
don't think so.
I don't think we do.
Okay.
I don't.
I couldn't remember.
But where does Abby work again?
I'm not sure.
I think a prison somewhere.
Oh. 3-1. 3-1 is fouled away, 3-2.
She works there or she's in it?
Both. Good behavior.
Abby
Good
Stokes,
behavior.
Abby Stokes, our boss, works as an assistant director in Baylor Athletics.
Oh, I'm confusing her with Austin.
3-2 is grounded foul by the first base bag. Ditalo gets a glove on. Abby Stokes works at Baylor as live events producer, while Austin Dakuda works at Dean College.
What's the difference, really? I'm just kidding. I'm just giving Nico.
Ty Johnson doing a great job here, fending off pitches and a full count. Check down on the swing. They check with Joshua Garcia. He did not go around, and Johnson's able to get a walk.
Haven't seen too many people be able to lay off the slider down and in, especially the back foot slider that Savory just threw the left-hander Ty Johnson. And works a walk. Savory allowing his 4th walk of the outing.
Pitches away, 1-0. You talked about it. For Savory, typically a strikeout pitcher. And when you have a strikeout pitchers, walks can come as a byproduct of trying to nitpick at the corners.
Yeah, when you have stuff like Savory does, it's very swing and miss. It's a lot of balls aren't going to be put in play, and if they are put in play, they're not hit very hard. We've seen him produce a lot of ground ball outs, a lot of double plays. But he has the strikeout stuff, so that causes your pitch count to really rise. And we've seen it all summer long with him. It hasn't been gap to gap has been the issue. It's been just pitch count or working late in the games because he has the strikeout stuff, but that causes the pitch count to rise.
2-1 is foul tipped off the cap of the bat of Jaden Davis.
Another high spin rate slider that time. 2,800.
Yeah, he really pulls down that slider hard. He yanks it, really pulls hard on that glove side, and has been able to locate it all night long.
2-2, swing and a miss, and locates it well there. Aaron Savory able to get the strikeout, his 4th of the evening for the second out here in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, that slider has so much movement, and if you want to get a chance to look at his slider from POV, did a sharp segment with him earlier this summer, and great camera work from Josh Schreiber and Matt Coates to help me out in that video, but you get a live look of what his pitches look like. You see his slider.
Pitch that gets away from West. Johnson able to go and grab second base on the wild pitch. Looked like it just slipped out of the hand of Savory there.
I honestly think he just yanked it too hard. 2,900 was the spin rate that time. And just for reference, typically a good slider will be somewhere around 2,600 in the 25 to 2,600 range. And Aaron Savory blows those numbers out of the water.
1-0 is upstairs 2-0.
Now, Nico, a good spin rate like that, why is that an advantage? Why do teams look for that?
So when you have a high spin rate, you can't see the laces well. The ball spins so fast where it just looks like white, and it makes it harder to pick up what pitch it is because these hitters, they can pick up, the slider, you see a little red dot as a hitter. And the slower the spin rate, the slower that it'll look in a hitter.
2-0 goes to Eric Snow for the 3rd out. It's a 1-2-3-4 inning for Aaron Savory. He continues to deal here on this Friday night. It's 6-0 Hyannis. And with that, we welcome in our good man, Matt Coates.
And there's 2 passes.
Thank you, Jacob. Guys, it's a battle of the Lodices tonight. Obviously on our squad, Alex Lodis out of Florida State once again in the lineup. But on the other side for the Chatham Anglers, his cousin, Kyle Lodis, also starting in the lineup as well. Kyle transferring to Georgia Tech this coming season. Alex, our guy, a player for Florida State. But the two of them having the chance to catch up pregame and talk to each other. And guys, you could see their smiles radiating from a mile away. I caught up with Alex and he said, this is a true bucket list moment. The two of us playing against each other in the Cape Cod Baseball League, you can't even dream that stuff up. To start the season, Kyle wasn't even on a full-time contract. They weren't sure they would see each other. They read him up. He's here all year, and the two got to meet up before this game. But don't worry, guys. Alex said he has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. He wants to out-hit his cousin tonight, show him who the best Lodis is on the field tonight. But great to see these two come together and square off in a Cape Cod Baseball League matchup.
Thanks so much, Matt Coates, and family affair. And it was the first at-bat for Lodis and Hyannis's Lodis that grounded out to his cousin Kyle at third base to start the day. And right now, Kyle Lodis 0 for 2. And Alex Lodis 1 for 2. So Hyannis looking on the right side there, but really cool experience. They get to play against each other. And it's a new arm. It's the Georgetown Hoya, Andrew Williams, who is warming up in the bullpen.
Yeah, we got a little look at him in the bullpen. Number 63, Andrew Williams, senior. Has a fastball, curve, changeup, has a slider as well. He mixes in his fastball, middle 80s. It's going to be around 85, 86 miles per hour. That curveball, very sharp. Has a little more loop, shows slider well. That one is more of a sharp pitch, has a lot of late break to it, and that changeup plays really well against the right-handed batters. And faces one here in Eric Snow, and we'll see how he attacks this Harbor Hawk lineup.
That brings up Eric Snow, who you feel like has been involved in every play defensively if there's been a ground ball. has 5 putouts so far this evening. Playing second base, first pitch from Williams is a strike on the soon-to-be Auburn Tiger.
And with Andrew Williams, his fastball has so much arm side run. It's pretty much a two-seam that he's going to throw all night long.
0-1 is a swing and a miss.
And I feel like that does play into Eric Snow's advantages a little bit, where he does such a good job of going with the outside pitch and shooting it into right field.
0-2, slow chopper to Arquette, who comes into the infield grass to make the throw to Krauss for the first half of this bottom of the 5th.
And Iva Arquette just looks so smooth over there at short. Every play he makes, really, he makes it look so easy, whether it's a routine play or it's one of the more challenging plays, like that one he's running in on the run, making the throw perfectly.
Michael Detallo fouls one away and into the trees. Tallo 0 for 1 with a walk. Slow rolling grounder over to Davis at second, who gets it on to Krauss for the second out.
And that one just jamming Michael Detallo, and Andrew Williams is a guy who's middle to high 80s, and his first couple pitches amped up 90 miles per hour on the dot.
Five pitches, 5 strikes for Williams.
A little middle of the game flyover over McKeon Park.
It's a seaplane too. It's got pontoons on the bottom. 0-0 pitch inside for the first ball. Williams deals.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool plane too. I don't think I've seen a seaplane in the air before.
One. It's inside 2-1 on Dalton Bargo. Williams trying to work a 1-2-3 inning. 2-1 is foul tip for Bargo. Move the count to 2-2.
Yeah, that was going to be a slider for Andrew Williams, and Bargo got a healthy hack off that one. That one just too far inside, off the hands.
2-2. Down low. Dalton Bargo to move the count to full for Hyannis coming in to tonight. 194 with 73 walks to 47 strikeouts with a full count. Deal from Williams is a swing and a miss. Williams is able to start his outing out with a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the 6th.
Cape Cod. We're Bork Heating and Cooling. We've been around for 38 years and counting and have served over 5,300 customers. We specialize in the installation and service of your HVAC systems. Our favorite part of the job is making sure our customer is 100% satisfied.
We've been using Bork Heating and Cooling for over 20 years now. They've installed our furnace, our central air conditioning, and our hot water heater. Their service department is great, and I'd highly recommend this company to anyone.
We hope to hear from you. Give us a call anytime. Go Harbor!
It's going to be a new arm for the Harbor Hawks, number 28. Sean Fitzpatrick comes in for his 9th appearance, all out of the bullpen. Team leading in appearances is 9th. 10 in the third innings pitch, 11 strikeouts, only 4 walks. This has been a guy that they've liked to use late in the ball games. First time coming in really in this middle part of the game. Really comes in, throws an inning or two per appearance. Comes in the top of the 6th here and has 1 save and 1 opportunity. And this is a guy that they trust to put up a bunch of zeros here with the Harbor Hawks leading 6-0.
Yeah, leading 6-0. For Sean Fitzpatrick has a huge opportunity to try and keep the good night going for Hyannis from a pitching staff perspective. Since the first inning, the rest have not gone above 4 batters seen in a half inning. But it's Will Bermudez, leadoff batter for the Anglers to take on Fitzpatrick. To pitch outside 1-0.
And it's another great outing from Aaron Savory. 5 innings pitched, only gave up 1 hit, no runs, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts.
Patrick misses the first 2 pitches he's thrown. Bermudez 0 for 1 with a walk. 90-mile-an-hour fastball from Fitzpatrick that has Bermudez swinging through it.
And when you look at Fitzpatrick, has a couple little 3/4 arm slots. That fastball is going to have some run towards his arm side.
Bermudez lofts one into foul territory, then it drops into the Anglers' bullpen to tie the count at 2 apiece.
He has a changeup and slider behind it as well, and when he has full command of his stuff, he's had a lot of success this season. 3.48 ERA, 4 runs allowed in 10 innings of work.
It's a strikeout looking on Bermudez. And Fitzpatrick picks up his first out of his appearance via the K.
Beautiful front door sinker that time. You saw Bermudez turn that leg thinking that ball was coming in to hit him, and it just bent right back over the plate, and really by a wide margin. It was almost right down the middle.
Called strike on Ashton Larson, the LSU Tiger. It's on the fielder's choice in the first. Flew out to Kepley, who made that amazing grab. This time flying it to White into left field, who's able to range in to make the grab for the second out.
Well, I think we can say confidently that Ashton Larson likes to go to the opposite field. That's the 3rd time now that he's gone that way and has been robbed really twice now, as Alex Lodi's in the first inning made a really nice play on him. Kane Kepley made a nice play, and that one just hit right to Carson Bulls. Make that Mason White.
A lot of sliders from the left-hander Fitzpatrick to these left-handed hitters. Really like the way he set up the left-hander Larson. In that last plate appearance, first pitch was a slider inside, right in on the hands, kind of brushed his hands back a little bit, then breaks the slider that started in, worked away, and there's Larson just throwing his hands out down the left field line and couldn't produce much power with that.
Now Fitzpatrick is ahead. 1-2. Trying to fend off Mike Irish, who's 1 for 1 with a walk. Slider away.
Real nice atmosphere here at McKeon Park tonight.
2-2 is set up right by all the spectators, by the grandstands.
The 9 innings of winnings. Every half inning they draw a new raffle ticket for a new item. We got our raffle tickets. We're listening in between innings. I won't win, I know it, but.
And they have some good stuff that they're offering out. It's not only the little things. It's going to be AirPods, mini grills. They got a lot of good stuff going on.
I want that mini grill so bad. There's 2 of them, actually.
3-2 pitch. Grounded over to DeTalo. Underhands it to Fitzpatrick. Getting to the base in time for the out. Sean Fitzpatrick continues on where Aaron Savory left off with a 1-2-3 inning. It's remained 6-0 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. And with that, we welcome in Josie Broyles, who's standing by with a very special guest, our Mass State hero of the game. Mike's not on. Mike's not on us. Hand it off. Well, welcome you back to McKeon Park. We'll work through some technical difficulties there to get Josie Broyles' mic back up and running. Williams is back onto the bump for the Anglers.
Yeah, and Williams looked really, really sharp his first time out in that last inning. Went 1-2-3, and really not any hard contact or anything like that. Threw strikes and got outs, all that you ask out of a reliever.
And it's been relief pitching. You look at Sean Fitzpatrick coming off a 1-2-3 inning, and now Andrew Williams trying to continue that on here. But he's going to go through the meat of the lineup here. Alex Lodis, Mason White, Anthony Silva. It's a hot part of the lineup.
Yeah, we talk about Lodis, White, and Silva. It was Lodis having a base hit, and Anthony Silva already 2-run home run and had the RBI single. So this is the Harbor Hawks lineup that they have found a lot of success in, and see if they can stay hot here.
Slow days, we talked about it. There's a little bit of competition between the two cousins. Who can out-hit who? Kyle, his cousin, at third base today. Alex now stands in the batter's box. Right now, Kyle 0 for 2, while Alex 1 for 2. For 1 is outside. 1-1 on the Florida State Seminoles. Started his collegiate journey at North Florida and went to Link Jarrett's squad in Tallahassee and fit in beautifully for the Seminoles. 1 is outside, 2-1, and calls Link Jarrett one of the best infield coaches he's ever worked with, and his detail-orientedness has allowed him to really feel comfortable at the shortstop position that he plays tonight for Hyannis.
And, yeah, I talked to him on the Inside the Nest episode, and he talked about being able to hit in that lineup and how much confidence it gives you to have such a dangerous lineup 1 through 9 that you feel confident that you are going to get picked up if you get on base. no matter what part of the order you're in, no matter how many outs. So impressive what Lodis was able to do this season.
2-2 is swung foul.
Yeah, I got a chance to watch that episode myself, Josh, and it's so cool to see inside the mind of a big-time ACC player, a player who had a lot of success this season, and with that star-studded lineup in the Florida State Seminoles.
Hyannis has two of them here in Jackson West and Alex Lodis. And Lodis cuts off a healthy hack that he swings and misses through for the strikeout to keep Andrew Williams' stellar appearance going.
That's a good curveball right in on the hands of Lodis. Lodis just not able to get that barrel out front. Great job of pitch call right there, but also the placement right in on the hands of Lodis and having the confidence in your pitches to know that you can go high and tight.
Pitch is called for a strike on White. Grounded into a double play in the fourth, had a single back in the second.
A double play ball, though. It was a nice job to just put the ball in play. Bases loaded, nobody out, allowing a run to score. Obviously, you'd like it not to come on the double play, but sometimes you just hit the ball hard in the wrong spot.
Blooper into center field. Johnson coming into it to make the grab for the second out.
Beautiful catch by the Baylor Bear. Ty Johnson to come in hard on that and make the play with ease. Plays a really nice center field.
And that ball is so hard to read. That ball hits straight to you. You can't tell if that ball is rising and it's going to lift off behind you or if it's hit off the end of the bat. You have to come in for it. He got a great jump and showing off the speed there. And, yeah, making that play look easy, able to make that play on the run, but showing off the speed and the good read there.
Anthony Silva now looks at a ball inside. He's had a great evening so far. 2 for 2 with a home run and a single. It's 2 runs with 3 RBIs. Swings and misses there, 1 for 1. And second to last game for the Harbor Hawks. Done a really good job over this back half of the season thus far to find his swing, get him into a place offensively he wants to be. Pitch upstairs, 2-1. And it's not for the lack of work he has put in. Getting to the field so early to work on his swing, getting that extra work in the cage to develop himself into the best baseball player he can be. 2-1 at the breaking ball. That's popped up into foul territory. Krauss all the way over to the Anglers' dugout as he looks at it to drop in.
But Anthony Silva is the guy, one of the hardest workers you'll ever see, and you see him get here early and got a chance to do with a segment with him. That one will come out very soon. Got a chance to look at his mentality at the plate, what it's like at TCU and making the transition over here. We've seen a home run and an RBI single already from him, so can't wait to have that video come out and show it to you guys of Anthony Silva's hitting mentality.
Two 2-1 is foul back into the netting to move to 2-2. Silva, Michael Detallo, the first baseman, created this kinship with each other. The early work brothers come in, work off the tee together, and really have formed a friendship that they say should hopefully last them a lifetime, both being Texas guys. 2-2's way outside. Move the count to full, and already plans in the works for Michael to go up to Fort Worth to take in a Horned Frogs game. And Both of them want to go back home, San Antonio, and get some good Mexican food with each other. Payoff pitch is fouled again by Anthony Silva.
Yeah, and got to watch your video, Jacob Irons with Michael Totalo. It was really well done. And, yeah, Michael Totalo talked about this famous cantina in Fort Worth, Texas, Joe T. Garcia's, that they're planning to meet at. So, yeah, they're already making plans and already got the spot where they're going. And Joe T. Garcia is a very famous place in Fort Worth. See a lot of celebrities, such good food, and not a bad spot to meet for the two Texas guys.
What do you say? Mark Wahlberg was there?
3-2, pitch
yeah,
outside.
Mark Wahlberg's been there.
And Silva gets a walk.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg's been there. A lot of famous guys have. It's one of the more popular places in Fort Worth where, if you're going to the stockyards, kind of near there as well, near the downtown area. So definitely a more popular place if you're ever in North Texas.
Is College Station North Texas?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not. College Station's more southern.
He's planning his trip right now.
I am. I am very fortunate to be able to travel with Notre Dame to head to College Station as they take on Texas A&M.
Notre Dame? What are you doing traveling with Notre Dame? Do you go there?
I do, Josh.
Oh, good to know.
Pick over has Silva just getting back by a step. A close pickoff by Andrew Williams and Krauss. Silva's able to beat out.
Yeah, it's good back foot pickoff there by Andrew Williams, and Silva's getting his lead. And as a lefty, you're taught when if he crosses over, quick jab step there and almost gets Silva. Silva goes back in standing. Very close play over at first base.
Pitch upstairs to West, 1-0.
But yeah, you're making your way to College Station. Fort Worth not too far away. I could either make the drive to you, come see me, or, but
I'm on a time limit. I think you're coming to me. I'm there for 48 hours max.
Oh, there's plenty of hours.
The 1-0 is upstairs and away, 2-0.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can come to me. No worries. No problem, buddy.
Oh, good.
We'll see you in Fort Worth. Take you to Joe T. Garcia's, and maybe we can meet up with Anthony Silva and Michael Totalo.
Yeah. Poo-poo the football game and everything.
Well, the football game's only 3 hours, and, no prep needed.
2-0 upstairs by the eyes of Jackson West, 3-0.
Prep. That's what you've got the next month and a half for.
That's true.
That is true.
That way
it is the first game.
That way, yeah, you can prep all you want. There's no games happening before then.
Yeah.
So you can really prep from now till then. So basically, it's kind of on you if you can make your way up there, and we'll set something up. We'll get us two, Michael Totalo, Silva, and see what they got going on, and we'll make it happen. We'll bring Josh in from UMass, who's right down the road.
I'm down.
You flying in?
What's the date of this?
August 31st.
Oh, that's our first game too. Eastern Michigan. Now, I don't want to compare anything here because I don't want to make you feel bad, but UMass versus Eastern Michigan it's got to be the game of the week, right?
Yeah, one that has College Game Day is definitely that one. As
Notre Dame, Texas A&M has College Game Day.
Yes, Jackson West gets himself a walk, back-to-back walks. Andrew Williams deals with 2 outs, just trying to find that final out here in the 6th. But it brings up Carson Bulls, yeah. College Station will be the home to College Game Day to kick off the college football week 1. Very excited. Should be a good game. A lot of storylines in there. But a lot of storylines here in front of us as well, with Hyannis leading 6-0.
Yeah, Harbor trying to extend the lead, and it was quick 2 outs from Andrew Williams this inning, but that Anthony Silva at bat got a little lengthy. Anthony Silva fighting out some tough pitches, working the walk, and same with Jackson West.
Bulls sends one into foul territory. Larson gives it a look to the corner as it drops about 3 feet in front of him. 0-1.
I've really liked Carson Bulls' approach these past, specifically 2 games. Kind of just was getting going against Falmouth. Didn't have his best at bats, but we've seen what he's capable of against Orleans and now today.
Picked by Irish. 1-1.
Silva's getting his timing over there at second base. We've seen when he gets his timing, he starts taking that primary lead, and he starts going into his secondary before the pitcher even goes. So he's getting his timing over there, and we saw him have a stolen base attempt earlier this game that was fouled off.
1-1 called a strike on Bulls. Bulls had a single back in the fourth, but was left stranded at second. 1-2. Pushes Bulls away from the plate, 2-2. Battle between Hyannis and Chatham is the battle between the two first-year managers in the Cape Cod Baseball League, between Mitch Karer, Jeremy Scheedinger. Two first-year field managers for their respective teams. The 2-2 skipped in the dirt in front of Irish to load the count full. And we've talked about it, two teams that are very similar, and coaches doing a great job since jumping into the league, leading their programs the right way.
3-2 here with 2 outs. Runners will be in motion. Jackson West having a huge primary lead over there at first base.
3-2 is sent deep to center field. Johnson gives it a couple steps over to his glove side to make the grab. Hyannis came knocking with back-to-back walks from Silva and West, but leaves them on the base pass. It's 6-0 Hyannis as we go to the 7th.
This will be your college. This will be your home. This is where you will join a community that supports you, cares about you, pushes you, cheers you on, challenges you, inspires you, helps you reach your dreams. Open your eyes to opportunity and your mind to possibility. Your future begins here.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Walking back to Judy Scarafifel Field at McKeon Park. Hey, Hawks fans, if you live on Cape Cod or know someone who does, tell them to host a Hawk. The Harbor Hawks are in need of host families as the 2024 season continues, and we need your help. Email us today at harborhawks@gmail.com to join our family. Sean Fitzpatrick is out for his second inning of work. First pitch into Krauss is a ball. It's been a great evening for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks pitching staff. Sean Fitzpatrick trying to continue that here in the 7th. Is fouled back into the netting, 2-1.
Fitzpatrick came in and picked off right where Aaron Savory left off. 1-2-3 inning with the top half of the lineup for Chatham. Only one hit allowed still by the Harbor Hawks pitching staff.
Pitch called for strike. Tie the count at 2 apiece to the DBU Patriot.
Krauss played in the 2022 World Baseball Classic for Team New Zealand. That's where he was born.
Two is poked into right field and will drop down a foot short of the wall. Bulls with a big throw into second, but it's a sliding double for Krauss to get the Anglers some motion on the base pass.
That is just a great swing from Krauss. A backdoor slider, moving from left to right, catching that outer part of the zone, and it's just Krauss using his hands, letting that ball travel deep, and just using his hands, working it down the right field line, not trying to do too much with it. It's a great approach and a great leadoff double for the Chatham Anglers.
Iva Arquette, the shortstop. Looks at the first pitch from Sean Fitzpatrick for a called strike. Arquette, strikeout, fielder's choice. As the Anglers starting to get Cameron Johnson warm. Pitch fouled away, and Fitzpatrick ahead 0-2.
Yeah, he's been getting hot since the last half inning. So they may be going with him as he has now thrown a lot of pitches in the bullpen.
And Iva Arquette shooting up draft boards for next season.
0-2, swing and a miss. As Sean Fitzpatrick is able to enter his name into the conversation.
There goes the draft. No, I'm kidding. Iva Arquette has been so good both in college and in the Cape League, where he's kind of reached the point where he will likely be one of the top 100 college prospects picked in next year's draft, and with a big year next year, who knows how high that stock could rise.
Yeah, we talked about him defensively already. A great defensive showing from him. Hitting .291 this summer. Heard he has 3 home runs to his name this summer. 2 stolen bases. It's been a guy who can do it all for the Anglers.
Robin Villeneuve looks at a called strike.
And Villeneuve, a guy who also can really provide a lot of excitement for these Anglers. Already 2 extra base hits in his first 14 at-bats on the season. One of them a homer.
0-2, swing and a miss. And Fitzpatrick, after allowing Krauss to get aboard with the stand-up double, it's back-to-back strikeouts.
And he threw back-to-back fastballs there to the designated hitter, and his fastball has so much arm side movement and sink to it coming from that arm slot. It's not your typical four-seam movement where it's going to be straight, it's going to be velo. That one's going to have a lot of arm side run and downward tilt to it.
Johnson sends one out into the parking lot. Ty Johnson, the Baylor Bear, 0 for 1 with the walk. He's played a very solid center field this evening. 0-1, swing and a miss on a nasty pitch inside to him. Sean Fitzpatrick's ahead 0-2 with the ability to work out of the standoff double.
Yeah, only Ty Johnson's 4th game for the Anglers, and he's put off a couple nice swings so far this summer, but Fitzpatrick puts it right in on the hands.
0-2 pitch goes inside even more, making Johnson go down to a squat.
And if he had struck him out there after the double, it would have been an immaculate inning. Struck out the first, or I guess the second and third hitters of the inning on 6 pitches total, and had Johnson 0-2, but he's working it back.
2-2. Slow chopper that has Ditalo being able to step on the bag. But it's a 1-2-3-4 inning for Sean Fitzpatrick after Krauss gets the double. We welcome in Josie Broyles back to the broadcast.
Former Hyannis Harbor Hawk Chris Hales is here tonight to support his team that he played for 18 years ago. The twist on things is that he's actually an Omaha native and was Dalton Bargo's coach when he was young playing baseball. I ran into the family and this was just such an awesome moment to hear about, and it really shows how far the Harbor Hawk family goes. They really all just show up for one another and are always there to support.
Thank you so much, Josie. Cool seeing how individuals follow career paths of local natives, and one of them, Dalton Bargo, who's got a cheering section here tonight.
Yeah, he sure does, and that just speaks to the family that Josie Broyles just talked about, the family camaraderie, people coming back after playing years ago, making their way back to McKeon Park and
making their way to McKeon Park and having themselves a good time. But it will be the new arm here for the Anglers in Cameron Johnson.
Cameron Johnson, the southpaw from LSU, comes in for another innings of work, and he has a very straight up and down leg lift, and you see that arm slot very straight over the top. Has a fastball breaking ball, and he looks to try to keep the game here at 0 and let the Chatham Anglers try to work their way back here. Still a 6-0 ball game, so he's going to come in for this back third of this ball game.
Yeah, a lot to look at here in this one, but let's go for the macro view right now with a big game we've already touched upon. Cotuit playing Wareham, the battle of the first and the second spot in the Western Division happening right now. It is final. It's Cotuit getting the win 6-1. They put themselves firmly into first place. Then at the top of the fifth, it's Orleans 4-0 against YD. Then at the top of the fifth, it's 3-0 Mariners over the Commodores. And then in the bottom of the fifth, it's 2-0 Bourne over Brewster. But that big game right now is that final between Cotuit and Wareham, cementing the Kettleers in at that leadoff spot in the West Division.
And we talked about it earlier, that Cotuit Kettleer team is hot, 8-2-1 now in their last 11 ball games, and got to be careful and keep an eye out for the Western Division because they have seemed to find their stride and they may run away with it.
Kane Kepley will get things going for the Harbor Hawks in the bottom of the seventh after a little bit of a stretch time. Kepley, broken bat, grounder that he's able to beat out down the line. Kane Kepley is able to get a weak grounder after hitting 3 balls so square. It is the broken bat grounder that allows him to get aboard.
And that bat hit the ball twice. You're going to see it roll here. Catch the barrel twice. Kane Kepley finding barrel twice in one at-bat and using the speed to beat that one out. Kane Kepley finally finds barrel twice and gets his way on.
And, guys, what did I say right before his third at-bat? I was just one at-bat off. Hit the ball hard twice. His third at-bat kind of just a routine ground ball. But then the fourth one, 45-mile-per-hour exit velocity, and that's the one that ends up as a hit.
Was it 45 miles per hour off the first time he hit it or the second time?
I have no idea. We'll have to ask the president of TrackMan, maybe.
Snow grounds one to Arquette. Sidearm throws to Davis. On to Krauss for the double play. Just like that, after Kane Kepley was able to hit barrel twice, bases are clear.
Great job from Cam Johnson. Fastball down the zone, and he has a sinker to his arsenal, or has a fastball, has a lot of tilt downwards, and he kept that pitch right low in the zone. Eric Snow not able to get up and under, hits the top of the baseball, and it's another double play in this ballgame.
Yeah, third double play for the Anglers defensively, moving their season total to 21, putting them within striking distance of top 3 in the league. On a breaking ball. It's outside on Ditalo, 1-1. Coming in, it was the Harwich Mariners with 30 double plays pacing the way. Hyannis picking up their 23rd, and now with their 21st, Chatham moves into that 3rd spot in double plays turned so far on the summer. Oh 2-1. Called for a strike at the knees of Ditalo.
And Cameron Johnson working so hard down in the zone, keeping it right in at the knees to these Harbor Hawk hitters. And if he keeps it down there, he's going to have a lot of success all summer long.
2-2. Crowder out of the reach of Arquette, who tried to backhand it. Ditalo gets a single here in the 7th for his first base hit.
Yeah, Michael Ditalo's been swinging it well and shows it there. Hard ground ball into the 6 hole. And even if Arquette's able to get to that one, not sure if there's much of a play going that deep towards his arm side.
And now with Bargo up, obviously you've got the 6-run lead right now, but it can't hurt to tally on a few more. We know how this Chatham offense rolls. And, I mean, look at their game just a few days ago against Falmouth. It was, I believe it was 8-8 going into the 8th inning. And they put across 6 runs. All of a sudden, 14-8 was the final score. It looks like a blowout. It was a game almost the entire time.
Pitch inside to Bargo to even the count at 1-1. They know the bats are there. It's just a question of can they all get hot for Hyannis. They want to try and keep as much of the Anglers out of their way. 1-1 called for strike. Dalton Bargo. The game tonight is the first of 2. One home game again tomorrow against the Harwich Mariners in this 2-game homestand versus the East. 1-2 spikes in the dirt, 2-2. And we'll conclude the first season series tomorrow as Hyannis and Harwich will meet for the final time. Out-of-division opponents meeting 4 times. In-division opponents meet 5 times. And Bargo is struck out looking. Johnson's able to get a huge called strike, and it's a 1-2-3-4 inning for the Anglers. We're going to the 8th. Harbor Hawks still up. You're watching the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
This will be your college. This will be your home. This is where you will join a community that supports you, cares about you, pushes you, cheers you on, challenges you, inspires you, helps you reach your dreams. Open your eyes to opportunity and your mind to possibility. Your future begins here.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Pitch in here to Jaden Davis is a called strike. This Vanderbilt Commodore is 0 for 2. Setting one foul and into the trees. Fitzpatrick doing a good job here, trying to extend some distance. 0-2, swing and a miss. His 4th strikeout. Keep him rolling. Between Aaron Savory and Sean Fitzpatrick, the two coupled together have been a match made in heaven.
Yeah, now 8 strikeouts on the day as you get a look at the upcoming schedule for Hyannis. You got Harwich tomorrow, Bourne Sunday, off day Monday, then Cotuit, Chatham, and Orleans the next 3 days. So a couple of Western Division games with Bourne and Cotuit that will be very important, as the first pitch was a ball to Kyle Lodies.
He looks at a second ball outside, and for the Bourne game on Sunday, Hyannis hasn't beaten Bourne. That is the only team. They tied in their first meeting, then they lost to them in the past 2 others. Pitch called for strike, 2-1. For Hyannis, they want to try and get over that hump because the Bourne Braves look like they could find themselves in at the 4 seed of the playoffs. Want to create and get rid of that bad juju heading into August. Swing and a miss from Lodice, 2-2. And for a Bourne Braves team that Hyannis has met in the past 2 Western Division finals and have failed to advance on to the championship via the Braves and Scott Landers' program.
And for whatever reason, Hyannis has really struggled to play at Durand Park. And maybe that is just because of the weirdness of, the spacious outfield. You don't really have a natural batter's eye. Whereas here at Hyannis, you've got the trees right there that really acts as a natural batter's eye.
Swing and a miss to Lodice. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the top of the 8th for Sean Fitzpatrick.
And you've talked about the matchup between Savory and Fitzpatrick here. You're going to see this back foot slider that Fitzpatrick just threw just completely fell off the table. Has such sharp late break movement, catching that inner lower third to the right-hander Lodice. And Fitzpatrick so far 5 strikeouts in 2 2/3 innings. No walks, no free passes for him so far, and only get up 1 hit. Sean Fitzpatrick has come in and absolutely dealt in this back half of the game.
He's only faced 1 above the minimum. He has had some electric stuff in this outing. 1-0, broken bat number. That'll drop down in front of Kepley. It's the good old broadcaster's jinx that gets Will Bermudez in a well-hit ball into center. Have Sean Fitzpatrick let up his second hit.
Yeah, that one hit right off the end of the bat. That's why that bat splintered right there, and put a good swing on it and just had enough to fall right in front of Kepley.
Caleb Stelly, the pinch hitter here for the Anglers. Pitch in for strike. It's in replace of Ashton Larson. Spelling. Louisiana Lafayette student athlete. Swinging and missing there. Stelly had 296 for the Raging Cajuns. 0-2. Grounder to Lodice. Loses the grip, but recollects and fires to DeTalo. It's a 1-2-3-4 inning after Bermudez is able to get aboard via the single. It's a ground out.
And Cameron here is going to help me draw the number.
That ends the 8th inning. And with that, we welcome in our man, Matt Coates.
Thanks, Jacob. Guys, I'm going to test your memory a little bit here on this hit. We're going to flash back to the 4th game of the season. That's the last time we hosted the Chatham Anglers. I talked to our manager, Mitch Karer, at that time, because that was the first matchup between the 2 first-year coaches in the Cape Cod Baseball League. At the time, Mitch told me it felt like he was drinking out of a fire hose. There was so much to pick up on so quickly, and he had to completely adjust and get used to this summer ball setup. I caught up with him again today and said, Mitch, how's it going now? You feeling a little bit more comfortable, I'm hoping? He said definitely. But he talked to Sheets, the opposing manager, also in his first season, and they talked about how they're having the same struggles. Roster changes come and go. Players get here, and then they leave due to innings limits and schools having them come back home. So it seems like every week you're dealing with a new team. Things like that make team chemistry hard, making sure the guys click, and everything stays smooth. So he said it feels a little bit better, but there are still ups and downs that he's got to be used to for the season. Pretty remarkably, though, both the Chatham Anglers and the Hyannis Harbor Hawks have nearly identical records. If you take away our tie to Bourne, we would have the exact same record. Pretty awesome to see these 2 first-year managers excelling in this early season. Hopefully they keep doing the same thing. And hey guys, maybe we could see the Chatham Anglers push for a real threat to face us if we get to that elusive Cape Cod Baseball League Championship Series. Back to you, Jacob.
Thank you so much, Matt Coates. And you never know. I think you have to imagine between the two a battle for who's going to be the coach of the year.
Yeah, you certainly can make that point. There's no doubt about it. And shout out Matt Coates, but also shout out, we got maybe a Matt Coates in training just checking out that sideline hit.
He was locked in.
He was. He was. I'm surprised he didn't have a notebook out.
Well, he fouls off the first pitch he sees.
It's not the first time Matt Coates has been in company over there. Every time he's over there, you always see him high-fiving some kids and having a great time. And Matt Coates, fan favorite here for the Harbor Hawks.
0-1's outside. 1-1. A delivery from Johnson spikes before it sees Lodice. 2-1.
Yeah, that breaking ball just getting behind Ike Irish and catching a piece of Marvin Gomez behind home plate. But we talked about so many times. We've seen Cameron Johnson spike a couple pitches. He is working so hard to stay down in the zone, and that's where he finds his success. He knows that if you leave these pitches elevated to these high-level hitters, that's when they go gap to gap and can have the threat to go over the wall. So he works so hard on that lower third.
Lodice squares one up. That runs foul beyond the third base bag.
That ball was really close to being fair, just barely at the last second. Scooted to the left side of the third base bag from the perspective of home plate.
Two. Bloop up and foul and out of play. For Lodice. Has a single that he recorded back in the 4th. Johnson deals, and he fouls off another pitch. Johnson shaking off a couple of signs, and now comes home. Pitch inside. A little check down to Mike Hinojosa, who says he went around for the strikeout, swinging to Lodice.
I think Hinojosa may have fallen for the good old dugout all scream at the same time. That was a check swing from Lodice that at least from our angle, it didn't really look very close. But gets called on it, and there's out number 1.
Pitch low on White, who showed bunt 1-0. And for White, batting 141. Just trying to get that batting average number up. Does have 2 homers. Monster homers so far this season. One on the 4th of July, 430 feet off the bat. Going into the harbor, into right field. The 2-0 bounces by the dirt, 3-0.
And down to the last 3 outs, the Harbor Hawks are going to go to a guy who has been a closer mentality in the bullpen for the Harbor Hawks, going to be Josh Ock, who's had 3 appearances, and 2 of them were in save opportunities, and he's 2 for 2 this summer in saves.
3-0 is low, and Mason White has himself find first base via the walk. And for Josh Ock, has done a good job when coming in to those scenarios for Hyannis, trying to package this shutout up with a bow on it. For Hyannis, took down Chatham via the mercy rule the last time these two teams played here at McKeon Park, which was Game 4, as Matt Coates alluded to. Broken bat. Over to Davis. Underhands to Arquette for 1. Fires to Krauss for 2. And it's a double play. The 4th of the evening for the Anglers. Hyannis trying to hold on to their 6-run lead as Josh Ock makes the step in from the bullpen.
Hello there, Cape Cod. We're Bork Heating and Cooling. We've been around for 38 years and counting and have served over 5,300 customers. We specialize in the installation and service of your HVAC systems. Our favorite part of the job is making sure our customer is 100% satisfied.
We've been using Bork Heating and Cooling for over 20 years now. They've installed our furnace, our central air conditioning, and our hot water heater. Their service department is great, and I'd highly recommend this company to anyone.
We hope to hear from you. Give us a call anytime. Go Harbor Hawks!
Josh Ock steps on, trying to close out a Harbor Hawks for a win here, taking on the Anglers on this Friday night. They lead 6-0. Josh Ock has been stellar in these closer situations.
It is Ock time here at McKeon Park. Has served into this closer role. Fastball, slider, changeup guy. Mixes it up really well, and so far, 3 appearances for the Harbor Hawks, and it's been all success for him thus far. I mentioned the last half inning, 2 saves out of 2 save opportunities, and only 3 appearances so far. 3 2/3 innings pitched, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. Hasn't given up his first hit so far this summer.
Yeah, and Ock has kind of stepped into that closer role ever since Stone Cushing left. Stone Cushing out of BYU, electric stuff. Really did a nice job for Hyannis. And now Ock in that same role, looking to slam the door shut, to shut out Chatham for what would be the 2nd time this season.
It's not going to be easy, though. Like Irish starts things off here on the top of the 9th. Chayton Krauss behind him and Iva Arquette are the 3 due up. 3 of the most potent bats in the Anglers lineup. Oh, 1 goes inside. Irish is able to skip out of the way, 1-1. For Hyannis, failed to pick up the win at Veterans Field. These two teams met on the 26th of June. They lost in a short and 5-inning contest. Foul ball that goes back into the mask of Marvick Gomez. He is shooken up.
And trainer Jen Hall is going to go check on Gomez and says he's all right.
Mike Hinojosa and Joshua Garcia. And they come in and quick conversation. Marvick Gomez is going to stay in. Jen Hollis back out to have a convo with him. And it's a brief one to try and continue on. Mike Irish behind 1 and 2 to Josh Ock. Swing and a miss. And Josh Ock starts top of the 9th with a strikeout.
And that's a good way to start. Maybe the best hitter in this lineup in Ike Irish out of Auburn. You get him to go down swinging and maybe build that confidence into the next batter, Chayton Krauss.
Krauss takes a healthy swing and miss for a strike.
And Krauss on his swings, you know, you always get told as a kid, make sure when you're swinging, you're not stepping in the bucket. You're not having that front foot open up. And, I mean, clearly Krauss knows what he's doing a whole lot more than a Little League coach would. He hit 358 with 16 bombs this season. Just something you notice that, you know, you wonder what his mindset is there.
He's behind 0-2. 2 swing and a miss. Josh Ock has back-to-back strikeouts here in the top of the 9th. And the Anglers down to their last out.
Back-to-back at-bats where Josh Ock's going to go fastball up in the zone to get his strikeout. And he's a guy who drops his back leg a little bit, drops his whole head movement, and then kind of comes from that sard arm. So that ball has a little bit of rise to it out of his hand.
Pitch inside to Iva Arquette. Shortstop who's 2 strikeouts and reached on a fielder's choice back in the first. 1-0 upstairs, 2-0. Hyannis back in action here tomorrow, taking on Harwich. You can catch that game right here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Join self and Nico Sharp with Josh Schreiber having the night off tomorrow night. 2-0 is in for strike, 2-1.
It's a great front door slider. They're just freezing Iva Arquette enough for that one to get by him.
One swing and a miss. That has such nasty movement.
Yeah, that slider has 24 inches of vertical break on that one. And now the Anglers down to their last strike.
The 2-2 from Ock is upstairs and away to load the count full. Cat trying to lengthen the game for the Anglers. Payoff pitch is a strikeout looking. Josh Ock comes in and gets 3 straight strikeouts. Hyannis take down the Anglers, winning 6-0.
And just a beautiful performance, start to finish, from the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Really never in doubt, a very quick game where Aaron Savory dealed, Sean Fitzpatrick dealed, and then slamming the door shut was Josh Ock.
Josh Ock slams the door, and Hyannis gets back to their winning ways and now moves to 12-2 at McKeon Park.
They love playing home sweet home for the Harbor Hawks, and they take control of the victory there. And again, Josh Schreiber, to your point, never feel like they're really much of a doubt in this ball game. A whole bunch of zeros, and the pitching staff for the Harbor Hawks have yourself a night. Aaron Savory, Sean Fitzpatrick, and Josh Ogg coming to shut the door. Harbor Hawks bats came alive, put up 2 crooked numbers, and that pitching staff, that's a whole bunch of zeros up there on the scoreboard.
It was a great night all around in the box as well as on the mound. Hyannis returns here. They have this 2-game homestand versus Eastern opponents. They take on Harwich tomorrow, like mentioned before. For Josh Schreiber, Nico Sharp, Matt Coates, Josie Broyles, our amazing production crew of Chase Avery and Daniel Bottolino and Charlie Adams. I'm Jake Byron saying so long from McKeon Park. We'll talk to you tomorrow night, right back here.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
When you need to be seen for a minor illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is here for you with high-quality, full-service walk-in care. ER expertise meets urgent care convenience at our 6 urgent care centers, which are staffed by board-certified ER providers and located Cape-wide from Falmouth to Orleans. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is open daily and offers a cost-saving option for everything from sprains to stitches, with timely treatment in under an hour for most patients. View online wait times at capecodhealth.org/urgent care. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care. Minor emergencies, major attention.